So I've been playing Forza Horizon 3, and it's a pretty cool game, a very cool game, not pretty cool. Uh, when I was first playing it, I didn't understand why there's over 500 cars. And the game tells you exactly how many cars there are because there's a photo mode that when you get an upgrade, you can take pictures of cars to get some money. It's just pointless busy work. It doesn't serve a purpose other than give you a, an itty bitty amount of money. And so I was wondering why are there so many cars? Why wouldn't I want the best possible car? And in single player, it turns out it doesn't matter. No matter what car you get, the AI is always set to be the same class as your car. And even if their car should be faster than yours, they just won't hit their top speed. Now, in multiplayer, the classes don't matter because cars of the same class can be significantly faster than the other cars in the same class. And so there you do want to get the best possible car. But there's no possible way to know what that car is unless you look it up. So like if you have a B class, like in one of the races, said you have to take a B class. It had 700, which means I guess the best B class car. And everybody did that. Everybody had just about B700. And despite that, everybody else was so much faster than me. And it was weird. Somebody else in the same exact car as me was faster than me. And I just don't get it. I guess they have a slightly different tuning which does it, but that doesn't explain why there can be a car that in the same class that can finish the race 30 seconds ahead of me. And it's not because they're taking the corners any better. Their car is just plain faster. Because there's sometimes they'll be starting at the very back of the pack, and seconds later they go flying by you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And supposedly they're in the same class as you, even though they're so much faster. And the game doesn't let you tune your car when you're picking it. So if you don't have any cars you like for that class, you just have to pick one or quit, and there's nothing you can do about it. And this goes the same for the single player. You go to an event and you see, oh, I only have a C class car for this. Well, you're gonna have to remember the name of that car so you can go back to your headquarters and change into that car and upgrade it. And speaking of upgrades, it doesn't make any sense at all. So you can buy upgrades as you want, or just have it auto-tune it. But when you get into the world, you can go into the community tab, and there's community tunes for your car. This sounds like just tuning the car, because that's exactly what it says. And there's an option in another tab where you tune your car, and all you do is like change the gearing or your tire pressure or whatever. But the tuning isn't what it sounds like. It's actually giving you different parts when you pick it. And for some reason, you can only do this out in the world. So if you're out in the middle of the desert and you want a different car, you bring up the community tunes as pick one, and you can install your parts right then and there. You don't have to be at the HQ. And these people can make the car significantly better than what the auto upgrade does. There's one where you can get the X class, which I guess is like a racing car, because the X classes are so much better than anything else. So I guess that makes them a racing car. But like in the auto tune, like, oh, this only goes up to an S1, and we can't get the full S1, only a partial S1. And that's the X class is 2 classes away. So I don't know how they actually get up that high. The game doesn't even let you see what they did to tune the game, to tune your car. I don't get it. Like, you would think there'd just be one car per class, because what's the point? I guess the only thing you do is pick the car based on how cool it looks. And that's what I do, because the class doesn't matter. I'm not going to go look up a fact to see which car is the best for each particular class And there's a 3-digit number, which the higher it is, the better the car is in that class. So I'm not going to go look up to see which one's the best one for each number either. I'm just going to play the game. I'm not going to go. It's so dumb. It's so confusing. Like I'm supposed there's nothing in the game telling you this. You just have to figure it out yourself. And if you play it, you're going to assume that you're going to want a faster car so you can win races. But that's not how it works. The game automatically changes to match your car. And the only thing that actually matters is the difficulty. And online mode sucks. It takes forever to get into a race. And when you get into the race, you got people just slamming into you all the time. Somebody's on their microphone screaming about something, or a baby's crying, or they're burping, or they're farting, or doing something dumb. You can't mute them. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to just turn off your sound. That's the only thing you can do when you're in a race. It's really dumb too, because every time there's a new event in the race, it's a 4-race championship mode for the it's called Online Adventures or something. And when a new event starts, you have to drive over to it. And so everybody's driving over there. I think it determines the starting position. I'm not sure. The game doesn't tell you. But I've seen people who have really good cars that are a whole lot better than me. They don't seem to want to get to the event location first, which makes me think that coming in last will put your car ahead in the pack in the actual race. And if that's maybe, I don't know, because when the game crashed, when I was doing a multiplayer game, the game decided to crash, and the whole damn thing was so annoying, and I just didn't feel like going back into it ever again. I'm never going to do multiplayer in that game again. It's just so dumb. It just takes so long to do anything. It's like I just want to race, but nope, you got to sit here. Oh, and it takes forever. Even once you actually get to the race and you start it up, it takes forever to do anything, because it's waiting for everybody else to go through menus or something. Even when you finish the race and it's handing out rewards, which are just credits, it still takes forever. There's no choices to make. It's just showing you numbers. So what is it doing? I guess the Hot Wheels expansion is very cool, because there's Hot Wheels tracks all over the place. I think it's 527 cars in the game. That's weird. And then sometimes when you're going to the car list, you say, a lot of these cars look exactly the same, but they're supposedly different cars. I don't know. And apparently you got this guy who's every car ever made on your team, which I seriously doubt that. I suppose the game's fun. I keep playing it, so it must be fun. I don't understand how drifts in the game work, because sometimes I'll be very clearly drifting. I assume drifting means in the game means sliding your back wheels. Sometimes the game says, "No, that's not a drift." Other times I'll be going straight and I'll very slightly turn, like just to move out of the way of a car. It says, "Great drift." I didn't drift. And so that's really annoying in the drift events. Because there's no indication of what they actually count as a drift. In one event, all I did was just swerve back and forth and just constantly say, "Great drift, great drift." In another event, I tried to do that. Suddenly, it doesn't count. So, game, if you would tell me what you want me to do when I drift, that'd be fantastic. And I'm pretty sure you have to have a very specific car for the drift events, but there's no way for you to know it, which one it is. Thankfully, I have a car that gives me a boost to drift points, stunt points, so I assume that means that car is really good at drifting. Because it would be really dumb to give a car that can't possibly drift that kind of boost. Let's see, what else do I hate about this video game that I like? There's no odometer in the cars, so you can't see how far you've driven. The crew has an odometer. That's very cool. I don't know what would happen if you rolled it over in the crew. That'll take a while. I'm sure somebody will do it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my cat video. That was very cool. That's a very cool video about Pepper, and this is a very cool video about Forza Horizon 3. Wish the world was bigger. Oh yeah, that's another thing I hate. You get all these icons in the map. For some reason, you can't remove icons for events you've done. They have like a billion different options to show different things, but you're not allowed to remove stuff you've done, specifically those things. You can remove race events, drift events, PR stunts, or whatever. All that stuff they just forgot. Like, and the map gets covered in this crap. When you max out all of your festival areas, the entire map will just be covered in it. You won't be able to see a thing. And that makes me mad. That xylophone's my zebras. Alright. Don't forget to come back for more complaining about video games and cats.